everyone. Let me ask you a question. What if I tell you that our human body has 206 bones? Will you remember it till next week? But what if I tell you about a little girl who fell off her bicycle, broke her arm, and saw one of those 206 bones in an X-ray? Which one will you remember? Exactly. Our brains don't just love information, they love stories. Today, I want to answer an simple but fascinating question: why do our brain love stories more than facts? Hello everyone, myself Vaishnavi. Think about your normal school day. Your teacher teaches many facts from your textbook. You tried your best to listen, but after some time your brain starts wandering. Then suddenly something changed. Your teacher says, "Let me tell you a story." Instantly everyone sits up, listens carefully, and even pay more attention. Why does this happen? I discovered the answer of this question during one of my science classes. Our teacher was teaching us about the planets. First, she gave us facts. Jupiter is the biggest planet. Mercury is the closest planet to the sun. Saturn has beautiful rings. I tried my best to listen, but after the class, I almost forgot everything. Then suddenly, something changed. My teacher smiled and said, "Let me tell you a story. Imagine you're an astronaut leaving Earth on an exciting journey of space." That moment, I wasn't sitting in my classroom anymore. I was flying among the stars. I was floating past Jupiter. I saw the Saturn's beautiful ring up close. That moment made me realize that facts tell us something and stories help us experience it. And when we experience something, we remember it much longer. That's my idea worth spreading. Stories are brain's favorite way to learn. Scientists have found that when we hear facts, our brain's language mode becomes active. But when we hear stories, different parts of our brain becomes active. The parts that becomes active are imagination, emotion, and some senses of our body even becomes active. So that's why the stories you heard years ago, you remember it till now. But the facts you have learned last week, you forget them all. Think about your favorite movie. You probably remember the characters, their adventures, their feelings, their challenges. But can you remember the facts taught in your last science chapter? Probably not. Stories connect facts with emotions. Emotions create memories. Here's an analogy I love. Stories are brain's favorite way to learn. Facts are like single stars, and stories are like constellations. A single star is very beautiful, but when many single stars are gathered to form a picture, we remember it forever. Stories also do something even more powerful. Stories connect one another. A facts tell that thousands of people lost their home in a flood. But a story about a child who lost his dog and had to leave everything behind make us feel sadness and compassion. Stories don't just teach us our mind. Stories touch us our heart. When heart change, people change. One of my favorite quotes says that after nourishment, shelter, and companionship, stories are the only thing we need that time. What I believe, that's true. Stories help us learn. Stories help us connect. Stories help us understand one another. So next time when you want someone to remember your idea, don't just give them facts. Give them a story. If you are a student, learn through stories. If you became a teacher someday, teach through stories. If you are a parent in your future, tell stories to your children. But because after a longer time, people forget your number and facts, but they will always remember how did your stories make them feel. Maybe the shortest distance between one brain and another isn't a fact, it's a story. Thank you.